Good evening, Raskin enjoyers. How do you like? It's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, I look at all the skins in the current Rust store, make comparisons to previous Rust store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins likely to sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments? Are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. Right, so let's get started. First 24 hours of sales. It's pretty interesting. Arctic Backpack. Over 10,000 subscribers. Fair enough. Initially, I wasn't super confident. I didn't think these skins were going to sell that much. But that backpack has actually done very nicely. So, alright, cool. Then it immediately drops off by 2,500. Commando MP5, 7,539 subscribers. Alright, that's not bad. It's not as good, but, still doing very nicely. But then for the third highest selling skin, Blackstone SMD Bee Rock, drops off by another 2,500. 5,000 subscribers. That's quite the difference, isn't it? Yep. So all the skins that follow that, very close to it. So 4,988 subscribers for the Bee Rock and Fallen Gloves, 4,700. Then it drops off a little bit more. The Elysium LR300 dropping off to 4,200, followed by the Sunken Garage Door at 4,100. Overall, it looks like the average amount of sales that this store is going to see is going to be a fair bit less compared to the stores we've seen recently. But that backpack does look like it's going to sell quite a fair bit. And that might be troublesome. That might be a bit awkward. And I'll explain a little bit more as we approach figuring out, the amount that they're likely going to reach by next Thursday. First of all, let's now take a look at the first 48 hours of sales. I am recording this at a little bit later time, so I did record this. And as you can see, the sales, whilst they do increase quite a fair bit, it's not too ridiculous. Maybe we might actually see a bit of a drop-off with the sales towards the end of the week. We shall find out. But now let's hop over to here and take a look at the current sales as of this recording. So just a little bit more. But, yeah, that backpack, how much is that going to reach, huh? And then look at all the other skins, very tight-knit still. So, let's jump in, let's actually try and do the figuring out of how much this is going to sell by next Thursday. Arctic Backpack. So, I was talking about gimmicks. The very first, in the first instance I looked at it, I was like, okay, you know what? This is obviously intended to pair up with the Arctic hazmat, which a lot of people do appreciate, I'm pretty sure. Feel free to comment below if you bought this immediately the very second you saw it. Anyway, it does pair up very nicely with it, and of course I can't help to assume a lot of people bought it purely because of that. I don't think anyone's buying it for any other reason. But here's the thing. I did recall in the past, we did have another hazmat themed backpack, the default one, so large hazmat backpack. And I thought, guys, you gotta be careful. Remember what happened here. This did quite a fairly decent amount of sales. It sold for $2.49 as well. Now it sells for 93 cents in the Steam market. Well, funny you say that because I actually have tracked back and, considered maybe I should do a comparison to when that was in the Rust store. How much did that sell when it was in the Rust store and, how much did it sell after the first 24 hours of sales? So just remember, 23,000 subscribers and it went down in price pretty sharply. Well, hopping over to here, I can confirm to you that it sold just over 10,000 subscribers. So basically, in the position that we're in, I can't help but assume that seeing that there, first 24 hours sales, it did 10,200 subscribers. I think we're following the footsteps, and this is also potentially going to reach up to 23,000 subscribers. Now, I will kind of trek back a bit and say I think it's going to be between 20,000 to 23,000. I can't help but assume a lot of people very likely might just slow down towards the end. I don't think we're going to get that many buy orders with this. When the large hazmat backpack came out, that was like the third ever backpack to be added to the game. Let's just quickly show the context. So there was a lot of hype behind them back then, as you can see. There we are, yep. But compare it to now, people are fatigued with backpacks. They've seen too many. So I do think this will sell, potentially will sell a fair bit less, but it's still going to be within that region, 20 to 23,000 subscribers. Is that all right? Is that still too much? Is it going to end up like the large hazmat backpack? Now that I've brought up this comparison, what are your thoughts? Are you feeling confident, or are you just going to stick with a barger and just say, yep, I'm done, bye? All right then, so that is the first estimate. Let's now talk about the Commando MP5. So right now it's currently sitting here at 11,000 subscribers, but of course if we hop over to here we can see, 7,500 subscribers. I do believe we have a very good comparison. It is the Black Ops SAR with 7,523 subscribers. All right, let's hop over to here and find out how that did. So a good 3 weeks ago, if I can recall, there we go, 18,800 subscribers. So for a rough generalization, I think the MP5 is going to probably do between, I think I'll go 17 to 20,000 subscribers. I think that's a perfectly fine amount to suggest. Could it potentially get a little bit extra towards the end? I think overall, and I already said it in the predictions video, I don't think we're going to see a ton of people super enthusiastically racing to do barders and whatnot. I was expecting this to be a calmer week. I'm very surprised to see what happened here with the backpack, but for all the other skins, I just don't think there's going to be too much racing for barders and whatnot. I think with that, it's very likely going to probably be in the lower side of things. It might end up at just about 17,000 subscribers, which at the end of the day, it's still a lot. So compare that with like all MP5s in general. So let's just do that, highest subscriber count. Right now, with 11,000 subscribers, it's smack dab in the middle. But if we did the potential 17,000 subscribers, it would definitely be in the upper half and not too far off from the highest ever amount. But still, keep an eye. They're all down in price. Down 27, down 58, down 50, down 44. Ridiculous sales. Initially, it might look pretty cool, but unfortunately, a lot of these have suffered because of that. So is that selling ridiculously? I don't think so, but I'm still concerned. Is it going to go below its restore price? I wouldn't be surprised if it does eventually at some point this year. And yeah, so we've already discussed that already in the predictions video. 17 to 20,000 subscribers. Maybe we're just better off sticking with a barder. That is abnormal as well. So, okay, we got that. So looking at the Sheep Door, we know that did 5,000 subscribers, but I just want to bring up the Sheep Door and the Bee Rock sold a very similar amount. And as you can see right now, after a good, 52 hours, they're still very similar. So I think with both of them, we can do them at the exact same time. So, okay, what did 5,000 subscribers somewhat recently? So I'm going back over to here, I'm reminding myself, I'm looking. I mean, I could probably do the clothing there, but maybe that's just a little bit too much. I'm looking. You could do the Fallen tier 2 if you want to. I mean, I might, because that was like the very first piece of that collection, and we weren't really sure if we're definitely going to see a continuation. So, all right then, I could also look at the Ultramarine hoodie and pants as well, because that was like a continuation of the set. So yeah, let's go see how both of those have ended up, and we'll get a good idea in regards to maybe how these are going to do. So back to February 27th. I am looking at the tier 2, and that did basically 11,000 subscribers. Now, if we go back the week before that, we can see the hoodie and pants basically did they did almost 12,000 subscribers. So initially, these were doing worse compared to the tier 2 armor, but then they ended up much better. But of course, Ultramarine definitely had a lot more interest behind it. Get a look at that. There was a lot more demand, and unfortunately the tier 2, because it was the very start, people weren't 100% convinced. But what happened literally the very next week, that worked out very nicely because we got the immediate collection continuation. So anyway, hopping back over to here, I'm looking at a Sheep Door and a Bee Rock. This is part of a collection that's not exactly super huge, and this is just a Bee Rock, which did get fixed, by the way. In my rust rotation video, I made a point that there was a bit of an issue with the normals. The top half of it stood out weirdly. It was kind of like, when you put it in certain sunlight, it really did become darker compared to the other part of it. It's been fixed. You could go look at it in-game now, and it doesn't have that issue anymore. I actually made a short video showcasing that. So anyway, I don't think everything here is going to be A-OK. So looking at these two, I think for both of them, I'm going to roll with, and looking at the sales now, I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm still iffy. I think we're going to go with 10 to 13,000 subscribers. Maybe the momentum still keeps up, but yeah, not 100% convinced. So 10 to 13,000 subscribers, bit of a generalization, but still not that much. So, all right, fair enough. We'll see how that turns out then. But for that rock, an animal-themed rock, could that potentially be interesting purely based on the fact that that really isn't that much compared to the sloth rock, really isn't that much compared to the baby hippo rock, and of course if you compare to the harbour seal rock and the rock skins we've seen in the past, that will be one of the lowest selling animal rocks we've ever seen. But do people actually like the Bee Rock? It's goofy, it's cute, somewhat simple in terms of the design, but that was all intentional. That was supposed to be as if it's like drawn by like a kid or something. So okay, we'll leave it be. We'll question that on Wednesday night because, of course, we'll be racing to do the abnormal barders. And if you don't fully understand what abnormals are, well, we better go hop back over to here and just quickly point out to you that very recently I made this Ruskin abnormal barders video. Consider giving that a good watch. In short, if you want to learn what abnormals are, watch the first 5 minutes of this video, and then after that, scroll down, skip ahead to the Bardas chapter, give that a good watch, and then watch some of the abnormal Bardas support. You will essentially fully understand what abnormals are. All right, listen to the instructions, watch what happens, you'll get it. So, okay, cool. Abnormals, they are very useful. They give us a time advantage, and they give us a better insight in regards to what potentially is going to be a nice investment. So, yeah, helpful. Right, so moving on from these two, I can talk about the Fallen Gloves. And again, it's very similar, but we have seen some other skins that have sold around the same amount there. So, if I were to do a comparison, this was, if I can recall, yeah, this was like 2 hours later. If I were to go back 500, oh yeah, hang on a minute. But then again, you did look at both. No, you looked at tier 2, didn't you? Yeah, okay. So if I were to look at the Sheepman Adore here, okay, that would be 4,700. So hopping back, I'm going to look at that Sheepman Adore from the previous week, and that reached 10,000 subscribers, just about. So, all right then, I think for the gloves, we're looking at potentially 9 to 11,000 subscribers. And comparing that with the hoodie and pants and the tier 2, the gloves do look like they're going to sell a little bit less. Whoopsie, I didn't mean to click that. But actually, you know what? It probably isn't that bad of an idea. If these are potentially going to be selling just a little bit less compared to the hoodie and pants and the tier 2, with tier 3 on the horizon, I'm fully expecting it. I mean, it's Robstar. He's definitely going to make it. It's up to Facepunch if they accept it. But if these sell less, and we do see the tier 3 being accepted at some point in the future, those gloves are going to be pretty valuable. I've already made the comparison to the Abyss collection, and that, funnily enough, the gloves in this, they appeared after all the other clothing and armor pieces. And yet, as you can see, $6 after selling in Rustor at $2. It's in a very good spot if that is going to be the case. So if I were to just quickly do this one more time, looking at this, these two pieces, you could sit there and say they also had a very similar amount, all right? So they ended up actually saying a little bit more. They ended up saying just a little bit more compared to the tier 2 armor. We are kind of very similar with the gloves. They also weren't abnormal. The gloves, back over to here, so just to remind you, they are not abnormal. Let me just quickly go back to the right Rustor. But yeah, they are not abnormal. So if it's evens, if it's perfectly like aligned with all the other sales that we see here, that's fine. But if it sold a fair bit less, like 1,000 or 2,000, that would have made it look a whole lot more appealing. So keep an eye on that. We'll look at it on Wednesday night. We'll make comparisons. We'll make decisions. But that is looking to be appealing regardless. Because as I said, keep an eye on a workshop. We might be seeing some tier 3 armor at some point for this collection. So 9 to 11,000 subscribers. Moving on, we have the Sunken Garage Door, which seems to have eclipsed the Elysium LR300. Now, if I could just quickly go back over to here, I think I'm going to pair up these two as well. They're very similar in terms of their sales. Yes, this has managed to eclipse this, but if I could just go back like 2 weeks, looking at that AK only did 3,300 subscribers. So that LR300 does look like it's going to sell more than, of course, that. But going back over to this Rustor, looking at what we had here, do we have anything that compares nicely to it? You could look at the Barbarian hoodie and pants, maybe. Is that actually a decent thing to compare to? Why not go back a little bit more? I'm looking. You could compare to the Night Backpack. Could. That probably isn't too bad of an idea. And you also have the large, small box. Okay. So what's this? This is February 20. Okay, let's go do that comparison then. So for these two pieces here, let's go do the comparison. How much did that Night Backpack reach up to? And that, of course, only did 9,000 subscribers, with the large, small box reaching to just over 10,000 subscribers. I think for these two pieces over here, I would expect between 9 to 10,000 subscribers. Honestly, yeah, 9 to 10. I think I'll just stick with 9 to 10. You could probably just do 9 to 11,000 again, but these are 500 less compared to that. So I think maybe 8 to 10,000 subscribers will be the answer. I know we're currently sitting here at 6,000, but it really wouldn't surprise me if it does suddenly stop after a while. Now, maybe Elysium probably might pick up a bit more. Maybe Garage Door might pick up a bit more. But both of them potentially only doing, at best, maybe 10,000 subscribers. Pretty interesting. You know, this is developing into a proper deployable collection, as you can see right here. And this potentially might be getting a lot more weapons accepted. The skin creators are committing to producing a lot more for it. Again, you can submit as many skins as you like. It's up to Facepunch if they actually accept them. But if Elysium Collection's only doing about like 10,000 subscribers each, is it actually worth it? Well, for the prices they're selling at, it doesn't. It definitely helps make up for it. And, you know, how many people actually want to buy an LR300 skin at the moment? Think of that like in general, how much usage it gets in game. Okay, fair enough. Compared to an AK, you get it. But this AK, it's definitely started to appreciate more skins appearing. The sheer lack of skins that were bought led to a sheer lack of listings, and right now on the Steam market, with only 20 listings, it has now matched up to its restore price again, and the buy orders, they are starting to climb up as well. So that did work out alright in the end. Sort of, you know, let's see how this progresses. But with more and more skins being produced, well, what do you reckon could happen in the future for that, if we keep seeing more and more weapon skins being accepted? I know, in general, most weapon collections, or rather weapon and tool-only collections, tend to end up being pretty bad, but that might be treated in a special way, especially with the prices that they're being sold at. So keep an eye on the workshop. I think we'll be seeing some interesting things, maybe not as much for the LR300 though. And for the Sunken garage door, hey, what potentially could be next? A locker? A wooden door? An armoured door? A wooden double door? We shall see. But yeah, I was thinking, did anybody ask for a continuation? I'm not seeing it. But yeah, it's not selling too ridiculously. But in garage doors in general, as you can see, oh dear. But this is looking to be the lowest selling garage door out of all the garage doors this year. We're already getting a bit fatigued with this. We're currently in our 11th week of 2025 and we already have 9 garage doors. It's getting ridiculous. Give us a break of like 3 months, Face Punch, please. Right then, so, okay, you're in an interesting spot. But, both of them are abnormal. We'd rather do the abnormal barders first on Wednesday night and then look at the abnormal barder support afterwards and make considerations then. Sorry for losing my tongue. Right then, so 8 to 10,000 subscribers for both of you. ISISAR. You're selling very similar compared to the large box here. So let's now hop back over to here. And let's go and see how both of those. You did 3,600. You did 3,600. So yeah, you are basically the same. If I were to do a quick comparison, so what do we see? 3,600. We could look at the Odyssey SAR. Can we go back and see anything else? Oh no, it looks like the Odyssey SAR is probably the best bet. Yep. Okay. This far back. I mean, probably. Nah, we'll just stick with the Odyssey SAR. You could probably also compare to the Night Backpack as well. Maybe it did sell a little bit more, but all right, go on. Let's go. So, Odyssey SAR, how did you do? You weren't this week, you were the week before, weren't you? Yep. Right, you did 8,500 subscribers. Or 600 actually, if you're going to round up. So am I going to sit here and say 8 to 9,000 subscribers for both of these? I think that's a perfectly okay amount to suggest. Maybe I could do... no, 8 to 9. Maybe 7 to 9,000. I think 8 to 9,000 is going to be fine. Okay. So, wow. Again, not that many sales. With the amount of SAR skins we've seen so far this year. You know how I just made a fuss about the garage door? Same thing. 9 SAR skins this year already when we're only in the 11th week of 2025. So, not surprised by that. Not surprised by that. Hardly any skins are in the positive that have come out recently. So, okay, well, that ain't looking good. And then with the Harbour Seal large box, maybe it's because it doesn't glow. Maybe it's because people don't happen to like seals that much anymore. I don't know. But a sheer lack of sales. I feel confident that the skin creators here will be putting out some more Harbour Seal skins. Out of all the collections, the most recent things that have been accepted is basically Harbour Seal skins. Small box, double door, armoured door, garage door. There's plenty of potential with it. Will it actually happen? Well, we'll see. But so far, 4 skins accepted. Wouldn't be surprised if we see just a little bit more. So, yeah, that actually might work out very nicely for it with the sheer lack of sales. But for this, the ISI collection, there's not a lot going on for that. No. I actually asked, because I made a short video talking about and showcasing this. Do you like it? If you don't, what's wrong with it? I haven't seen that much positivity. People really don't seem to like the SAR. Someone said it's an eyesore. Shut up. Right, anyway, so yeah. 8 to 9,000 subscribers for the both of you. Then we have the mini Beehive Box. This is also not an abnormal skin, and unfortunately, it's just not super flashy. I Totally get what the intention is, of course, to be in reference to the actual beehives in the game now. Very nice, very cool. But I don't think people care enough. What makes you say that? They're not buying it. Okay. So, okay, let's go do a bit of a comparison. So you sold just a fair bit less compared to that. And if we were to do a bit of a comparison, you could do Hypersar from the previous week. You could, just a little bit more than that. Yeah, maybe the Phantom Backpack as well. All right, then. So let's go do that then. So you are currently sitting at 1,000 sales less compared to this. And if we were to look at the Hypersar from the previous week, add just maybe a little bit more, that only did 6,000 subscribers. And with this backpack over here, this also only did about 6,000 subscribers. So I'm going to sit here and say that I would expect this to do between 6,000 to 7,000 subscribers. That isn't that much. But then you also take a look at all the small boxes we've seen over the past couple of years, and then notice how so many of them are down in price. Look at all these super colourful designs that we have. Aren't they doing great? Yeah, that's a problem. So, I worry. I don't think it's going to be A-OK, and I do worry that it's going to go down in price. But you could still potentially make some profit with a smart buy order. I don't think there's going to be that much to be made with that, I'm afraid to say. So, yeah, okay, stick with a buy order, but how much is it actually going to sell every day? That's just be prepared, all right? If anything, maybe just do like a request of 10 or something. If you actually genuinely want it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put a nice creative designs in the future. Maybe we get a large mini Beehive box at some point in the future, and a locker. We'll see. But you've got to keep an eye on the workshop, of course. So, with all of that said and done, don't forget, in the description, I add all the suggested estimates right there. So if you ever forget and just want to get the quick answer, just look in the description. But yeah, from here and now, we've got to keep an eye on the workshop. You're not very good at this. No, I'm not. Ta-da! There we go. Thank you. Right, so looking over to here, we've already seen some very interesting skins being submitted. Mate, look at this. I want it. I need it. So that's been doing the rounds on Twitter. People like that. Okay, we'll see. Could we get another fish skin? Shigmon? Perfection. Right? We should probably see another attempt for some, potentially some tier 2 armor or something. Wait, no, you got all the tier 2 armor. It's the tier 3 armor, wasn't it? Yes. Oh, sorry about that, good sir. Fish collection's literally right here, Hedge. Go give it a good look. So many skins accepted, but we never got like the tier 3 armor. Did we not get the gloves either? Really? Roadsign gloves? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, you also might notice there is a Black Ops Thompson, there is a Deep Ruby crossbow. So yes, interesting skins are being produced. Interesting collection continuations are being made. But will they be accepted? Oh, that's the fun of anticipation. So, all right then. There's some nice things to be optimistic for. Also, just want to quickly bring this up for Mr. Vase. It's the third kawaii third storage for his kawaii collection. That has been getting quite a lot of attention as well. But will Face Punch accept? We'll see. But looks like he's definitely going up to 4 at the bare minimum, because he's still showcasing the next one he's currently designing. So, all right, cool. So overall, with the player count today, it was okay. But I am expecting a bit more of a drop off with the average, the average player count for the overall month of March. But even then, I don't think player counts are dropping off that much. Okay, maybe at worst it probably goes down to maybe like 112,000 for this month. Compare that to all of this, that number would still be absolutely ridiculous. Like, that number would still be about 20 to 30,000 more than the incredibly awesome summertime we had right there for June, and prices for skins went absolutely insane right there. So one thing I've got to bring up is, have you been keeping an eye on your inventory? Have you been looking at your skins? Because some of you might be considering when to sell your skins again, but some of you might be questioning, when should I buy? I think the time to buy has already passed, or rather, to potentially have bought them for a much cheaper price, the potential lowest price for this year so far. I think that happened for a lot of skins around February time. I'm not joking. The very strong player counts have been working out very, very nicely for us. So much so that I'm thinking now that I might need to go ahead and make a video just discussing like what to expect from here now and what to do if you want to buy some skins. Maybe some of you want to buy like a whiteout set or a Forest Raider set or something. It's still going to be pretty expensive regardless, I'm afraid. And of course, keep an eye on the commits, because what are the next interesting things to actually be added to the game? We don't fully know, but got to keep an eye out. Things are being mentioned. We've already seen mentions of potentially a brand new knife here, but that might be just a combat knife skin. Don't know all the details yet, but keep an eye on it. Gradually, as more mentions of what it is being talked about, we'll figure it out, or rather, we'll be aware of it. That's what we should say. So yeah, we are aware that there is currently some inflatable horse legs being worked on. So chicken suit, horse version, and there is a new Rustage egg being worked on. So cool, that's nice. But the main thing that we're also being fully, the main thing that we are rubbing our hands for is this jungle update. That is going to be a very, very interesting update that a lot of people are going to definitely want to jump in and play. As I said, wouldn't be surprised that'll be the record-breaking player count we've ever seen when that releases. So, brand new biome, loads of new animals that are going to attack you, yippee, and potentially, completely massive changes to how you might want to play, meta and whatnot. Oh, panthers as well. Oh, how lovely. We're going to have tigers and panthers. I guess it's going to be the same thing, kind of like how we have bears and polar bears. We'll see. Maybe they're more stealthy. So just be plodding along and do whatever you're doing. So cool, awesome. The more you read into what's being talked about, the more you're probably going to be a little bit prepared. Now, in terms of making investments for the summer, maybe we've already passed that as well. So at some point in the summer, we're very likely to see the release of that jungle update, and that is where I think probably it's going to be the best time to consider selling. So cool, we'll keep an eye out for that, of course. Now, if we want to quickly go look back for the past couple of weeks or so, just to see how certain skins are currently holding up. As you can see, Red Monarch Crown and Red Monarch Cape have gone down in price, but always remember to actually look at the listings and see how far off they are from their Rustore price. And unfortunately, someone decided to list 18. Now, it's March. Right now, probably still is one of the worst times for prices in general. Even though we've got a ridiculous amount of people playing still expect it to be not as good compared to the summertime. So if you're going to sit here and say, oh no, it's doomed. No, you fool. Wait until about June. Then look at it again. Then make considerations. I do think that will rebound and work out quite nicely. I've got a few of them already from some buy orders. I'm not worried. Just wait it out. Summertime is pretty much exactly the same in terms of the best time to sell your skins. Post-Christmas, we've already gone through that. Prices went up very, very nicely. Summertime, though, go look back at the prices of many skins during the summer of 2024. So many new all-time high peaks. And I'm expecting it again with the 2025 summer. So, cool. Not going to complain too much. Overall, nice to see Ultramarine collections holding up. The Hammer skin, all right, doing pretty good. Oh, these have gone down by a fair bit, yes indeed. Even that as well, oh dear. Now, Black Ops SAR, that's a shame to see, but if we actually look at the listings, there's only 32 on the Steam market, and if we actually look at it properly, 411111111, there's like 10 sales and it's back up to its Rustore price. Is that a lot? No. That's nothing. 27 sales have happened today. I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. That's pretty okay with me. But let's wait until the summer, of course. So, okay, that's for you to consider. Then I'm going to look at all the other skins here. Oh no, Slough Rock has gone down a bit, a bit. It's currently sitting there at just about $2. But I was kind of expecting that, wasn't I? And the boulders definitely look like they're going to, keep up a fair bit for a while. That's fine. How well will you do in the future? We shall see. If we keep seeing more and more animal-themed rocks, we might end up starting to see a bit of a problem. Because there's so many cute animals to use, but which one? That leads to problems. They're struggling to maintain interest from you. Yeah. So, okay. Fair enough. Garage Door's gone down. Fallen Tier 2's done perfectly fine. What with the instant continuations? Barbarian Hoodie and Pants. I hope to see the continuations for it soon. Please. Large Box went down. SAR went down. AK I've already talked about. This Phantom backpack has actually started to rise up in price. A sheer lack of sales led to a sheer lack of listings. Nobody really wants to sell theirs below $4. People over here getting antsy, like, I kind of want one though. I didn't buy one. Oh dear. So now they're starting to rise up there, increase their buy orders, and yeah, that actually might end up, being worth $3.50. Simply due to the fact that no one wants to list theirs at a certain price, and merge. There you go. Yeah, so things like that can work out quite nicely. But let's say if you bought 50 of them, you're still in trouble because I don't think that 6 have sold today. Yeah, don't think that's super great. Just because it looks good there doesn't necessarily mean it's good in general. So, all right, cool. And then with the previous week's skins, you should still probably wait another week or two. All the skins are practically in the positive except the SAR and the garage door. But that probably will hold like that for a while. And that furnace, gotta keep an eye on this one, because if we do keep seeing more Pi deplorables being produced, I think that's got a pretty fun future ahead of it, especially considering that it sold next to nothing. That only did 9,000 subscribers. Madness. So, cool. Oh, and Black Ops Revolver. Quite a lot of people have pointed this out to me. Someone's gone ahead and listed 42. At the end of the day, I told you this. I'm not looking to try and sell mine instantly. I want to wait until the summer at the very least. I very likely might wait until post-Christmas, January 2026. Revolvers are reliable, and this is still reliable. So just because some other people have done that doesn't mean you have to panic and unload all of your stock and run away. The barters are still there. The prices haven't created. Be patient. So yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll leave it at that. So overall, things are okay. If this is all the skins at their worst, I'm really not that fussed. I'm actually A-okay. But if you're wanting to look for potential investment, so yeah, I should probably make that video and discuss what happens from here now, potentially. So, alright, cool. That is a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to comment below your thoughts with this rust door. And, feel free to comment below some of the things you've seen in the workshop that you're looking forward to. It's not just this though, don't forget, go to the collections, the recent collections from TGG. You can even consider my recent Rust Workshop skin checks. Not all the cool things. What are the cool things, you'll tell me? All the things that you might have wanted, they haven't been accepted, have they? Or have they, Tell me, what are you really hoping to see? We'll have to wait and see. So, cool. Right, that's it, that's a wrap. So, catch you later. See you and goodbye.